Look, listen, we got to discuss breaking news in the sport of boxing right now. Like I said, this is very intriguing in my opinion. I heard what Devin Haney said involving his whereabouts in the new upcoming video game Undisputed. It's been a very long time coming since we had a video game for the sport of boxing. You understand? And you have fans, video game fans, all are just have been clamoring for a boxing game. We all know Fight Night was legendary. They had us on ice. I mean, we haven't had a serious hardcore boxing game in Lord knows when. You know what it's been over a decade, ladies and gentlemen. But Devin Haney has revealed why he will not be showing up in this new upcoming video game Undisputed that will be releasing October October 11th, if I'm not mistaken. Mind you, this game was already out on PC, but now it's going to be out for Xbox Series X. We all know for the PS5, it's going to be a movie. I can only imagine how it's going to transition to the consoles, and it's going to explode. And I do believe that is going to lead to the inevitable fight night to return, because I believe that this game is going to sell very well as long as the mechanics, are able to be in place, because that's very important. You understand, in boxing games, period. Games, period. If the striking is not right, if the defense is not right, it's like there's so many variables that could come in place. But let's get to the news, y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. And most definitely hit the subscribe button. It's Flight Sports TV. He spoke on why he wasn't in the game because he was not on the cover. He spoke to the people uh, about the game, and they tried to get him in, and he wanted to be in it because he was the youngest undisputed champion. The name of the game was going to be Undisputed, and he just found it, just laughable that he was not going to be on the cover. As you can see, the fighters that's featured, you see Canelo Alvarez. Shout out to Saul. This guy is the truth and a half. And I'm gonna get to my thoughts. Obviously we all know Devin Haney. He took that nasty loss to Ryan Garcia. We're gonna get into it, but he did become the youngest undisputed lightweight champion by beating George Kambosos Jr. back in 2022. We all know that Kambosos just got violated by Lomachenko. People feel like it was some rumblings that Loma beat Devin Haney. So I mean, this thing has been just all up in the air. To be honest with you, it's just been crazy. But what I will tell you is, I think this is a major loss for boxing. We keep talking about growing the sport of boxing, this, that, and the third. Why isn't boxing this? Why isn't boxing that? Like I said, why is the WWE? Obviously, there's no competition, but I'm just saying, no competing in between. But the WWE is bigger globally. This is bigger globally. UFC is just, I just think boxing, they need to. This is a way to bring in casuals. You understand, the casual audience. We all know the hardcore boxing fans are gonna tune in. This, that, and the third. They're gonna cover you. They're gonna follow you. But how can you reel in other people who might not be familiar with the sport? There's a lot of kids that play these video games that could grow with the sport of boxing. You were the youngest undisputed champion. You being in the game, they would feature you. You have fighters that's not on the cover, but they're featured in commercials. You think they were just gonna have you in the game and do nothing with you? Even in the NBA, and this is a thing in the sport of boxing. Obviously, is a solo sport. You understand? Not really, because you do have a team, but you are stepping in the ring by yourself. You know, in the NBA and the NFL and all of these other sports that have video games, you see different people taking the cover. You're not going to see Haney on the cover every single time. Why don't you believe that you would be on the cover the next game or the game after that? So I just think it was very egregious, for Haney to do that, and it could just lead to a trickling down effect. If Haney gets in, what about Shakur? What about this one? Now, all of these people end up in the game. And which makes this game just even more, great. because what's going to happen now is the Undisputed game's going to come out, and yeah, they have some fighters. Terrence Crawford is in it. I didn't see anything. What's going on with Spence or anything like that, but you're going to have a situation where people are saying, where's this guy? Where's that guy? What about him? Who's this? And then, I mean, you're going to have all of this going on, and I think to make a boxing video game the best, you got to bring in all of the fighters that got noise, got airplay. You got to bring in the Tiafimos. You got to bring in the obviously the Javante Davises. You got to bring in all these people, and you got to bring in their teams. If you look at some of these games, the UFC, like I said, even the WWE games, the NBA, the Maddens, they are basically replicating what's going on, in the sport. You getting the behind the scenes, you getting this, you getting the teams, and in boxing, you're gonna have to have a single player. You're gonna have to feature the team. Bill Haney, all of these people are gonna have to be featured and visible, and like I said, I think that's what's gonna make the game just unbelievable. But I do believe that we got to be patient, just like the college football game that's about to come out. These games that are getting relaunched, they haven't been out in forever, so everybody's got these high expectations, and I think that we are going to be some ways away before we really get that boxing game that we really want, that's going to go down in history. I think people are going to love it. I'm hearing great reviews. I haven't played it. If you played the game, let me know. We're going to be breaking things down anyway leading up to the release of this game. Devin Haney, we all know what he's actively doing. Him and like I said, he lost to Ryan. Obviously, some things came back, in Ryan's stuff, so they're gonna have to get this stuff replicated, and who knows if they're gonna take the loss off his record. Um, People, it seem like they made their mind up. They are holding Devin to this loss, but it's definitely intriguing. He's made media runs discussing how dangerous it was, that he was in there with Ryan, and basically it could have just been catastrophic. But thank God it didn't get to that point. He did get up, giving Haney some credit. He was getting knocked down, but he did get up. And he did show the heart of a champion through those circumstances. Every time Devin Haney got down, he eventually got back up, and a couple of times he got immediately back up, so it's crazy. But he did go down one time. I thought it was over, but I mean, we ain't gonna get into that. But shout out to everybody. Let's get in the comment section. Shout out Undisputed. Devin Haney revealed why he would not be in the game. Let's get in the comment section. You already know it's Flight Sports TV.